Hope you're all still awake. Late Night Mega here. And last time we completed the Fire Gym mission. This time it is time to take on Kabu. Yeah, we gotta fix our hair before going out there. Where did you come from? Our hair still looks like a mess. But at least it's not on fire. The way Kabu is like moving and with the towel around his neck, it's like he's going out to a sauna. That's what it reminds me of. Yes, we have. I didn't realize our opponents were trying to win, too. Well, this gym battlefield looks interesting. Alright, here we go. Cool music, engage. Ninetales! Whoa! That is a fully evolved Pokemon. And we're starting with that? Alright, well, Ninetales could learn Energy Ball, at least I think it can, but I don't think the third gym is going to have that. The other worst thing it could do to us is Will-O-Wisp. The reason Will-O-Wisp is a problem is not so much that we're going to be taking a little bit of extra damage at the end of each turn, but it cuts our physical attack in half. Yeah, this is not going to be as easy as the last two gyms where I can just ride one Pokemon to victory. I mean, I can do Water Gun, that's a special attack. Burn only cuts physical attacks, but Water Gun still isn't doing much because our special attack isn't that great, and Water Gun isn't that great. And this is a fully evolved Pokemon. It's the evolved form of Vulpix. It's a pure fire type. And now this Fire Spin is also going to be adding additional damage at the end of the turn. This is just not going our way. Well, good thing we did get those burn heals from Marnie. Is Marnie her name? I can't remember. I mean, he's gonna go for another. Oh, we're faster than it. Okay, so that's Ninetales down. We're gonna have to heal up our Dreadnought too. Arcanine, another fully evolved Pokemon. I can see why the third gym they were saying is where a lot of gym challengers give up. Coming out here with all these fully evolved Pokemon. You know what? I have an idea. Yeah, we can't just win against a Fire-type gym with Water and Rock-type. We need a Grass-type as well. There's an Arcanine. I want to put this thing to sleep. I'm just going to go right for the Sing. Although I probably shouldn't have done that. I probably should have... Yeah, it knows Will-O-Wisp as well. My thought was we'd be able to take one attack, but I didn't know that he'd be going for Will-O-Wisp. So I was just going for the one saying, oh yeah, we cannot take another one of those. Ha, perfect. Yeah, that's why I didn't go for the, what was it, the Sweet Scent first, and then the Sing. I just went right for the Sing. Alright, let's get into Dreadnought here. And hopefully this thing just stays asleep for a while. Because if it wakes up, it's going to use Will-O-Wisp again. That seems to be the signature move for this Fire-type gym. You know, I think it's time. Just checking our attacks here. Max Rockfall. That will also set Sand. Yeah, he's not the only one that can do additional damage at the end of the turn. Alright, so let's maximize our potential. It's time. Oh, it woke up. No. Darn it. Man, if he wouldn't have waken up, that would have one-shotted him. I guess we'll go Max Geyser. Because it'll be a special attack. It's gonna set Rain, which will cut fire-type attacks in half. I mean, we already have a quad resistance to fire, being a water and rock type. But I like that we couldn't just storm in here with such a amazing type matchup that you could ask for against a fire-type gym, and then just not have to do much like the last couple gyms, just spam the attacks. I like that he's using Willow. Well, I don't like that I'm burned and he's using Will-O-Wisp, but it's adding challenge. And with 3 fully evolved Pokemon, and this is only the 3rd gym, this is how you design gym leaders to be challenging. We have a Centiskorch here. It's not going to tell me what type it is because I haven't fought one before. I think it's a bug fire type, which gives it a quadruple weakness to Max Rockfall. And now that the gym leader is on his final Pokemon, he's going to try to maximize his potential. But we've also got the crowd that's singing along with the theme. I love it. The gym leader theme must be my favorite theme in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Alright, here's our Max Rockfall. Wow, he still survived that. If we weren't burned, he wouldn't survive. That Arcanine just had to wake up. Max Flutterby. Oh, that did more damage than I thought it would. Oh, it also makes our special attack drop. Alright, we gotta figure out what to do. Oh, we are faster than it, so yeah, we're just going right for the Rock Tomb. And we finish it off. Ooh. What a gym battle. Scary Face? We're not learning Scary Face. And with that, we beat Kabu. He's still walking weird. Yeah, I know a lot of people say that, oh, well, we needed to get rid of gym leaders for Sun and Moon because gym leaders weren't challenging anymore. They weren't challenging enough. The concept wasn't challenging. It's not an issue with the concept. It's an issue with how the gym leaders are designed. When you're having... And at this point, this battle is what really kind of piqued my interest in this game, where I really said, okay, we need to get serious with this Nuzlocke if the third gym leader is going to have 3 fully evolved Pokemon. I mean, that's how you design it. That's how you design a gym challenge. So, very well done. I like it. That means now I need to expect, since this was only the 3rd gym, I need to expect that the 4th gym and onward is going to be just as difficult with fully evolved Pokemon. We have to expect that. So I definitely like where this is going as far as a challenge. Oh, we got the Will-O-Wisp TM. That's a great TM to get. So we have to go through the wild area again. I doubt that, Hop. There are still, like, level 50 Pokemon in there. And I am still going to try to avoid most of them. Oh, we have another cutscene. Weren't you just talking to us? Okay, just a scene for us running off. Why are you stopping to turn around and tell me to hurry up when I'm right behind you? Oh, this is unusual. Kabu has come to see us off. Oh, that's a really nice touch. And I like how they're adding that to the plot, and I like how the plot is coinciding with the actual gym battle of him being tough. There's 12-year-old bodybuilding boy Milo and Nessa. Neat. I also like how they're explaining through the plot that, okay, they started with this whole huge group of gym challengers for this year's gym challenge, and a lot of them are going to be dropping off here after Kabu, and probably more are going to be dropping off and trickling out as we continue. Of course, we can expect that a couple of the other gym challengers, like Marnie and BD, are going to continue on, at least for a while. I would imagine that they do. Because they're special characters. They have names. And we've met them. And then other generic people are just going to keep trickling out. That's a cool... Very well done on the concept here. Oh, great. The wild area. This place frightens me. Okay, so we need to cross over that bridge. Now, I know last time we were here, we caught the Sneasel. And I don't remember where I ran into Pokemon and where I didn't. But I think it was somewhere around here I got the idea that... once I cross the bridge, I'm not gonna catch anything else on this side of the wild area, but for like each segment of the wild area, I'm going to allow myself a catch because we have not had a lot of catching opportunities in this game yet. We're 3 gyms in. I've got a party of 6, and I have like 1 or 2 things in the PC box. I know I had Timber die. But it seems like we should have way more Pokemon than what we actually have. And so now BD is here, and he is going to be challenging Hop. Ooh, the challenge has been laid down. Okay, and we're heading to Hammerlock. Oh, maybe we're heading to Hammerlock. There we go. Yeah, so I'm not going to catch anything on this side of the bridge. I will catch something on the other side. I'm going to put Eldegoss up front because it'll be great for catching stuff with the Sweet Scent and Sing combo. And we're going to go ahead and check out these dens. It's Ice Flying type Delibird. I don't feel like catching a Delibird. Now, when you check one of these for like the first time and you see the rocks around it are glowing red, that's how you get the watts. I know we're going to need a lot of watts, so I'm going to go around and collect some of these while we're here. Because last time we were here, we didn't explore too much of the wild area. Maybe I do allow myself a catch from out here. Now, if I had thought of this ahead of time or foreseen this ahead of time, or if I ever do another Nuzlocke of Sword or Shield, I would allow myself one catch from each segment of the wild area. I think that's a lot more reasonable. That must be a Rookidee. I don't want to go into the raid battles. There's a lot of... Yeah, you see where those pillars are? That's where... That is where... the raid battles are going to be. Now, I know I could put my bike on and go a bit faster with that, but the reason I'm not going to do that is because there are occasionally wild Pokemon that will be in the middle of these rows. See? Perfect example. Thank you, Dusclops. That Dusclops is going to be like level 50. These Ghastlies, I know... They're higher level. We probably could take them on at this point, but I don't want to risk it. I don't know. I'm not confident enough against that. I don't think I want a Ghastly either. They're pretty fragile. Uh-oh. I don't want a Duskull either. Ooh, a Citrus Berry. Citrus Berry, it's a berry that will activate when your health gets below half. And it will refill 25% of your health. So I guess if we're comparing it to Leftovers, Leftovers heals 6% per turn. So it would take 5 turns of Leftovers recovery to... basically heal more than what a Citrus Berry would. But in my opinion, Leftovers is still better for the long-term longevity of a Pokemon. Leftovers also, like if there's a weather up like the Sandstorm or something, and you're not one of the types that's immune to Sandstorm, it will negate you'll essentially negate the damage done by the Sandstorm. Although if you're that low on health, and the Sandstorm damage will take effect first. So if the Sandstorm damage would knock you out, the Leftovers isn't going to save you from that. So do be mindful of those scenarios. So I guess as far as competitive battling between Citrus Berry and Leftovers, I prefer Leftovers because you're guaranteeing that recovery tick every turn. It just feels better, even though it's a little bit less until you get so many turns. And having a Pokemon survive for like 5 or more turns is kind of... It's kind of asking a lot in competitive. You'd have to have a really defensive Pokemon. Another thing to consider is using both items, not on the same Pokemon, of course, but on different Pokemon. The reason for that being, for the online Wi-Fi battle competition, battle spot competitions, when you're building your teams, each Pokemon on your team has to have a different item. I mean, you could have no item at all, but that's not really recommended. So you can't have two Pokemon with leftovers, basically. So if you have multiple defensive Pokemon, you might want to give one of them leftovers and one of them a citrus berry. Or if you have a poison-type defensive Pokemon, you can give it the black sludge, which will have the same effect as leftovers would. Although, the difference between black sludge and leftovers is black sludge will only heal poison types. So if your opponent is using like a trick which switches items with the opposing Pokemon, if they're using trick and they trick you whatever item they have, they're going to get a black sludge, and unless their Pokemon is a poison type, their Pokemon is actually going to get damaged from it every turn. We're going to try this Rotom Rally, and I'm trying to figure out what button will cause my speed to go up. It'll take me a little bit. You might see me, you might see me make that message appear sooner. But really what happens is you hit those balloons, and that's how you get your speed boost here. Kind of wish this would have been explained. Whoa, don't want to hit a Pokemon. So if you're going from one area to another in the wild area, you might want to do a Rotom Rally. And we got to the meetup spot here. And by doing so, you get... Oh. Well, we got a TM for Thunder Wave. That's awesome. I definitely appreciate that. And we get a little bit of Watts. You're not always going to get a TM for doing that. That's just a one-time thing. So this, I'm coming to realize this is actually the train station where we first came into the wild area. I don't know, once I get into the post-game, I haven't been doing a whole lot of the Rotom Rally. Yeah, we're going to head back to that place anyways, so we might as well do the rally. The reason I don't do the rally too much is I like to stop at all the dens along the way to pick up the Watts and farm the Watts. And once you get to the post-game... Whoa, that's a Mudsdale. Once you get to the post-game, you're going to want to be harvesting a lot of Watts. And also the dens are going to give you a lot more. Like the dens that don't have raid battles and don't have the pillars of light coming out of them, those are going to give you 200 Watts instead of 50. And the ones with the pillars of light coming out are going to give you 2,000 Watts instead of 300 each. So it'll be much easier to farm Watts and when you get to the post game. So I would recommend waiting until then to really pay much attention to it. Of course, I'm still going to stop at these places along the way, because at this point, past gameplay me doesn't really know any better, and I don't know, maybe I'll want to use the Watts before the end of the game. And then I go to that area, and then we'll come up here. We just passed the bridge that we needed to cross. There's a wild Corviknight. Not even going to touch that thing. It's probably like level 60. Berry tree. I also, at this point, don't really realize that you can still pick up items and such while you're on the bike. It's just that the couple times I tried it and I didn't get it, I just wasn't very good at the spacing and timing of that. Also, I'm pretty sure I could catch Pokemon over here. I don't know who I want to catch, though. I don't trust things. I still don't trust the wild area. Oh. Stunky! It is a Poison Dark type. Very interesting type combination. Its only weakness is Ground, actually. But again, Ground is a common attacking type. But to only have that as your weakness, you're doing pretty good. Okay, so I need to damage this thing. Yeah, and I wasn't going to leave a grass type in against a poison type. Okay, Toxic. What that does is it starts off damaging you at the end of your turn, but then the damage will accumulate each time. So each turn that your Pokemon is out, you're going to take more and more toxic damage. Oh, that's also not good. Now, if I were to switch Reboot out and then bring him back in again later, the toxic damage would basically reset to like if they had just put toxic on you. The toxic is a great tool for defensive Pokemon. Again, Pokemon that want to hold like leftovers and just toxic an opponent and then just wait until the toxic damage kills them and just be defensive. I didn't want you to kill that. Darn it. Then again, maybe I did. I don't know. I don't remember if I wanted to catch that thing or not. Ooh, tiny mushrooms. Those can be sold for, well, they can be sold for a small amount of money. Alright, well, we've kind of played around on this side of the wild area. So then next time... Oh, there's another sparkle item here. Oh, a big mushroom. That can be sold for more than the tiny mushroom. And a revive. That can be sold for money. Next time, we're going to cross the bridge.